If you're a production business owner that's really struggling to make Facebook ads or any type of paid advertising campaign work for them, chances are you don't have these 6 things available in your business. Here's what they are: your lead magnets, an opt-in page, a introductory 4-step or 20 to 60-minute welcome flow, a 30-day email flow, a thank you page, and some type of conversion mechanism, an appointment setter, a community, a group, a webinar, a live training. Chances are, if you don't have any of those things, you may have concluded that Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, Twitter, Snapchat, what have you, doesn't work. Now, some platforms are going to get you better results, but in general, with these principles, you can make any advertising campaign work. And that's exactly what we're going to be going over in this recap video of a live training that I did for my community. So I hope that you guys enjoy the video. You definitely are going to want to take out your pens, paper, take notes in this, rewatch the video a few times. It's going to be a great value-packed video, and I hope that you guys enjoy. My name is Jordi-Lakeem Foster, the $1 Million Photographer. Thank you. Here's where we are. So the first thing that I always like to start any of these trainings off with is just really understanding the top 4 reasons that most production businesses, the top 4 problems. And the main point of this is we want to be aware of all the things that could really hold our business back. And after speaking to hundreds of photographers and looking at my journey, those 4 problems are: no one who knows who you are and you don't generate enough leads. Most leads are unqualified and you have no other ways to monetize them. You don't have an organized business system. You over rely on referrals, or the big limiting factor may be yourself. So each of these problems, they have nothing to do with the size of business that you have or the amount of experience or lack of experience that you have. These problems occur at all levels of the business spectrum. So in order to grow your business and really break past that ceiling, you have to figure out how it is that you could solve these problems. So as it relates to nobody knowing who you are and not generating enough leads, you can easily solve that problem by creating more content or running more ads. When you solve that problem, a few interesting things happen right away. You're able to almost right away not rely on referrals because you're generating more leads and more people know who you are. But then if you go right away into getting more leads and you don't have an organized business system, now you feel overwhelmed. So it's very important that we figure out how to solve all of these problems so that way we can be prepared and have a solid foundation for when the worst comes. Next, as far as most leads being unqualified, this is not necessarily a problem that we can solve directly, because this is I've done maternity photo shoots, I've done events, I've done e-commerce, I've done product photography, commercial photography. At all levels of the spectrum, what I've learned in my experience, no matter where you go, there always going to be a group of people that are at the bottom of the pyramid just starting out. Then there's going to be a group of people that are high achievers. And then there's like the top 5 to 10% of people at the top. And it literally doesn't matter what industry, what type of business you get into. This just always happens to be the case. So we can't necessarily solve this problem by making more leads qualified. We solve this problem by proxy, by giving people different offers for different level. So if somebody wants to do it themselves, you have a product for that. If somebody can't afford your service, you refer them. For somebody that just wants to get a start and get their feet wet, you have a digital product for them. So you have different levels of products for different people in the marketplace. So this over here is the $1 Million Photographer funnel. This is the funnel system that we teach. And for those of you who are new to what I do. I know you guys in here with me are very, very familiar with that. But for those who are seeing this in the future, this funnel is a system that helps you to turn people that don't know who you are. They get to buy into who you are. They get to like you, they get to trust you, and then they eventually become a client on the other side of the funnel. So in this funnel, we have 7 different types of offers or products and services, if you want to call them: digital products, affiliate links, programs, courses, referrals, etc. Then you have your current service and your main service. At the very, very top, you'll notice that we have systems, processes, your mindset, training, standards, right? So this is a training right now, right? You always got to keep your mind fresh. Then you'll notice here at the very, very top, we have this thing here. We have paid ads. You have content. You have outreach, and you have partnerships. These are the 4 main ways that you can generate more leads for your business. And today we are going to talk about the path of paid ads to lead magnets. So we're going to talk about all things lead magnets. But before we do that, we have to understand what the typical funnel for most production business owners look like. So the typical funnel looks like a mini shoot, or you're putting out content and you're sending people to a link in your bio for your one-time service, or you're doing paid ads to a one-time service. What I have seen in many, 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 many cases is people will take their content over here, or they'll take their paid ads, and then they will send people to the one-time service or a page on their website, and they wonder why people don't book. The secret sauce to this is that when you're selling a service, most people aren't ready to pull out a card and pay money like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 right away. Most people just aren't ready to do that unless they know you and have came in from a referral. They've consumed some of your content. They've seen you grow. They've seen you produce results, and they trust you. That's the only way somebody will take out money and make an investment like that. So what happens is, in these typical funnels, people make erroneous conclusions like, oh, content doesn't work or ads don't work. They just don't work for you. So if you look at these 2 systems, left, the $1 Million Photographer funnel and the typical production funnel, is very obvious to see which one is going to work. And this is a complete marketing funnel. We're not going to talk about every single thing, but it's something that has to be said. Now, there are 2 types of traffic. Now, when I say traffic, this means the type of people that are going to be interested in working with you. As it relates to cold traffic, this is going to be coming in from an ad campaign. It may be outreach, and outreach could come in many different forms. It could be outreach to get a partner, outreach to do, right? Like, let's just keep it simple, right? Ad campaigns and outreach. Let's not complicate it that much today. And then now for warm traffic, you're typically looking at referrals, right? Referrals or past customers, to just keep it simple. So most people, the way how you would structure a funnel or a system for warm traffic is completely different than how you're going to be building a system for cold traffic. So cold traffic are people that don't know who you are. They don't know you. They don't like you. They don't trust you. So the problem that we have, even though cold traffic is the fastest way that you could grow your business, the problem now lies in how do you get people that are complete strangers to trust you in the first place? And this is what I'm going to show you guys today. So this is a general schema for what a lead magnet funnel will look like. This is a simplified version of it. And I'll walk you guys through what the workflow looks like. And then we'll go on to breaking down the essential components that you need to make one for yourself. So you're going to be looking at your, so this is your lead magnet funnel, right? And your lead magnet is the tool that you are going to be using to attract more leads to your business. So what that looks like is your running paid ads. And for the purposes of this conversation, we're going to be only referring to paid ads from this point on. And you're going to be sending traffic to a lead magnet, right? This lead magnet is going to be on a landing page or in some link where somebody could give you their contact information in exchange for it. Once they input their contact information, they will be going to a thank you page. And on that thank you page, you're going to be promoting a few things. You're going to be, if you do have this as one of your mechanisms or one of the tools that you use to convert people, right? You're going to send people to a webinar or a video sales letter. That is what VSL means. You may be sending leads to an appointment setter so that they could follow up. Maybe you have a weekly live training or a group, or maybe you're sending them to case studies. This is all going to be happening from this thank you page. That's because on the lead magnet page, at minimum, we are only getting their email addresses, and I'll show you what that looks like later. Then there's going to be two other things that you want to do. You want to have a workflow to deliver your lead magnet. So if somebody signs up for something and they don't get a confirmation email, it's almost as good as the thing not happening. So there is a 60-minute email workflow that we're going to have. And then we're going to have a 30-day master email workflow. And by default, once you get these leads, they're going to be landing in your newsletter. That's how this system works. So let's have a look at the things that you want so that you could have a successful lead generation campaign. Most people typically don't have these things, and then they conclude that ads don't work. So I want to emphasize to you that you do not want to start running these ads unless you have all of these things in place, because you are going to have to work a lot harder and you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And I can tell you this from experience. We have one client that we've spent, like, we don't even spend that much money per month. We spend maybe $500 to $600 per month in ads. They generate 85 to 100 leads per month, but they don't have these things, right? They don't have the opt-in page, the workflow, or anything like that. All they're doing is once the person fills out the contact information in the lead magnet or the whatever we're offering, they just call them right away. Both works because that client's business is designed to call leads as they come in. But for most of us, we may not have the luxury of being able to call a lead as soon as they come in. So what do we do in this case? We have this workflow. So what we're going to cover is the lead magnet, the opt-in page, and I'll show you example. The 60-minute email workflow. I'll tell you what the 30-day email workflow should consist of, what the thank you page should look like, and the conversion mechanism. If you ever hear me mention this word conversion mechanism, all it means is what tools are we using to turn somebody from a lead to a customer? That is all that means. So let's keep it going. And if you guys have any questions about any of this, just feel free to put it in the chat. All right. Now, let us get back to it. So now the challenge of business is we're always in a race to get more people's contact information, because that's the game, right? The more people's information you have, the more impact you will be able to make. And the more clients you get, the more money you make. Everybody, it's a win, win, win. So here, in this scenario, we have an entrepreneur that wants a lead's contact information, but the lead is like, no. And that's because they have nothing to give. So the first step in this is, in order to generate leads, you're going to need lead magnets. And there's a very specific reason that the lead magnet is first, is because the lead magnet is like the foundation of the house in this case. So if you come and do something like this, for example, where you say, hey, I have a free masterclass to teach you how to plan a photo shoot. Do you want it? And then they're like, sure, I'll sign up for it. And then, like magic, the same person who was reluctant to give you their contact information, they now have given you their contact information and everybody's happy. They get to know how to plan a photo shoot. You get their contact information for further follow-up. Now, as it relates to your lead magnets, the question is going to come up, well, how do we make the lead magnets? What are we going to like form them on, right? We answer this question by saying, okay, you have to solve all your clients' perceived problems. And now the question may be, all right, Jordi, well, how do I figure out my clients' problems? Well, let's take this example of a branding photography agency. So this is Mr. Brand Photographer over here. And then we have a client on the right side saying, I wonder who can help me. So here, in the case of a branding photography agency, your client may want to know how to define their target audience. They may have to know how to create their brand identity. They have to develop concepts related to their brand. They have to know how to make a mood board. They have to know how to select outfits and props. They have to know how to pick and scout a location, how to create a shot list, how to make a photo shoot schedule, how to set up studio lights and equipment, how to identify their brand touch points, how to use their branding material, how to develop a content use strategy, right? Like there's all these things that your client has to do in order to experience success with your service. So your lead magnets are going to be the solution to these perceived problems. And here's why I say perceived problems, because if your client believes that it's a problem, you best believe it is a problem. It doesn't matter if you don't believe it's a problem. As long as your client believes it's a problem, it will always be a problem as it relates to your business. So those are the problems. So now your lead magnet may sound something like, okay, how to define your target audience. That may be a training that you give. You may have a guide that says how to create your brand identity in 1 hour or less. You may have another training that is how to create a brand aligned concept for your small business. Or let's say you work with coaches, that would be how to develop brand aligned concepts for your coaching business, right? You could literally make these, right? Like how to create a mood board for your next coaching photo shoot, right? Next one may be like the ultimate outfit guide for coaches and consultants. You may have a peer space list of locations that you make available to your clients that right after they book you and they're ready to like pick a nice location, you have that list in your peer space boards. Or you may have a shot list template, right? Like the most important shots that every coach and consultant should get for their branding session, right? Like those are different types of guides or trainings or things that you could make, which are lead magnets. So your lead magnet, to reiterate, is a tool that you use to attract potential clients who are interested in the solution that you have. That is the purpose of a lead magnet. So when you solve all the problems, your clients trust you more. And I literally came up with this analogy very, like over the weekend. It's every time somebody downloads, like if you think about a cup of water, right? If you have a cup of water, and I'll see if I could find an image for this, but if you have a cup of water and it's full, and you take this cup of water, right? Let me bring it over here on the screen as a quick aside. If I have this cup of water, empty cup, and let's say that this cup, for some reason, it can't become empty, right? It's just there. It's full. All right. Now we have another cup, right? So every time your clients download a lead magnet from you, you are pouring more water into their cup. So every training, every piece of content, every ad that you give them, you pour more water into their cup. And you know what happens next? When it's time for them to think about the solution that they need, you're the natural first option. You're the first choice. You're the first person that they think about because they're like, man, like Jordi has been giving me all this great value. Man, he definitely knows what he's doing. You know, like it's like, man, like I really, yeah, like he's giving me so much, or she's giving me so much. They have to be the one to do this thing for me. That's literally how it works because it's the first law. It's the law of giving. The more you give, the more opportunities you create for yourself to benefit. And that is how this stuff works. So, any questions on that, guys, before I continue? Any questions on that? Let me know. Let me know. And if not, I will continue. Let me continue. How do I get back? All right. I accidentally killed the screen just now. All right, let's fix that. All right, I killed the screen just now. All right, so every time somebody downloads a training, they literally get more from you. And here's what happens. When you do this, you create a moat. You create a competitive advantage because I look, it's as you guys will find as you grow in your business and you're around people that aren't winners, you'll find that most photographers, most production people are complainers. All they do is talk about people not wanting to buy, people not having the money, but they're not talking about solutions. And I don't like to involve myself in those conversations because they're unproductive and they don't help me grow. So when you create these lead magnets, you separate yourself from most of the competition because they're going to be like, okay, like, don't worry, guys, like our work will speak for itself. Somebody's asking, has anybody gotten a client yet? And sometimes what you realize in groups like this is when people are getting clients, they don't even really talk about it that much. They kind of keep it to themselves because there's this secret like gatekeeping thing that's going on. It's not exclusive or any specific group, but I've just noticed this happens a lot. So this is your lead magnet. So the first thing that you want to do is have a lead magnet. And I have one lead magnet here to show you guys an example. I have my, so right now, my team and I are in the middle of our studio lighting masterclass campaign. So we have a studio lighting training bundle that we have created. And we have 10 essential lighting setups so far in this bundle that photographers can grab. We have the principles of studio lighting, which is going to be a more in-depth guide on some of the principles that will really help you to dramatically improve your lighting game. And then we have a studio lighting key terms and definitions cheat sheet, because if you're going to be a professional photographer, you need to know the language of photography. What does that look like? If you could see over here. So this is my lead magnet. And if you're wondering, the tool that I used to create this was GammaDoc. So over here, you see I have a welcome. I have a table of contents. And then in my lead magnet, here's the key thing that you are going to want to do. You want to introduce people to yourself because remember, these people who are downloading the lead magnet, they don't know who you are. So you want them to be able to access your social profiles. You want them to be able to access YouTube videos. If you have any, YouTube videos are really going to be a great way to convert people. We actually converted a few clients through our YouTube videos. And these aren't YouTube videos for views, like entertainment videos and prank videos and relationship stuff. This is videos that people who are really looking for the result, they're going to be finding this stuff and they're going to be reaching out to you. Then, right, like my business track record, I've produced shoots for over 600 clients. I've taught studio lighting to hundreds of photographers, and I teach photographers worldwide on how to do this stuff. Then I'm also promoting my weekly live training. And then I'm also promoting my masterclass in this as well too. So even though they're getting the free thing, I'm also giving them another opportunity to see what it is that I do. And then last but not least, of course, the trainings are here and they could click on any one of them to get the result that they want, right? So you want your lead magnet to not only give them the thing, but you also want to promote, you want to reinforce, because the more people see who you are and what you do and what problems you solve, the better chance you get to give them to buy. And if you want to build a business for the long term, you are going to want to do this. Next, so let's get back up to our list, right? Next, we want to look at the opt-in page. So the opt-in page is how your clients are going to get to download the lead magnet. So your opt-in page is going to look something like this. At minimum, you're going to want to create, you're going to want to at least collect the email address, right? The more contact information you ask for them, the more expensive your cost per lead is going to be. When you're doing your lead magnets this way, you want to aim for a cost per lead of about $1, which is very, very possible. So $1 per lead. But here is the challenge with this strategy. The challenge with this strategy is when people download your lead magnet and you only get their email address, you have no other way of contacting them, which is definitely going to be a challenge for you. So here's how we overcome that. We're going to be overcoming that through our 60-minute email workflow and our 30-day email workflows. So in order, I put these here, but these are also going to be happening in the background while your leads go to your thank you page. So the thank you page, when somebody gives you their contact information, you're going to want to have a thank you page that this is the thank you page that we have set up for our Studio Lighter Masterclass here. So I get their information up front to give you guys an idea of the workflow. So I get their information, and then in this, they're going to be able to learn more about the masterclass. So I think it's here, right? It's a video of me. All right, just to get them all excited so that they could see, okay, like he's worked with people, like he has like stuff in the studio, he has clients, right? So this is just like showing that I'm actually doing what I'm doing. And then right below, so the people, here's what I've learned over the years, the people that actually do become your clients, they're actually going to scroll and read. But up front, for the people that don't scroll, you want to give them the most amount of information as possible. So right away, I'm catching them with the lighting workshop details, get your seat. I have the location. I have the address as well. And then below here is an overview of the program. Right. So this video is going to just give them information on what they could expect. So at all ends, they like there's testimonials here. There's like frequently asked questions on this page, right? You could click on the frequently asked questions. And if you notice, this have questions, book a free call button, we're testing this button right now. So, but this button, for anybody that has questions, they could easily come in and book a call, right? We just want to give people options. And then for people that are ready to make a purchase, this is going to go out into the calendar and they'll be able to, oh, my calendar is not working. Oh my God. I'm so happy that I did this because somebody texted me that they wanted to pay. Oh my God. See, this is why you always got to check your stuff every day, guys. You always have to check your pages because you never know. Somebody texted. Imagine how many other people wanted to book their slot, but they couldn't find the time. Would you look at that? So with that being said, I'm going to fix that afterwards. So going back to this, so they go from the opt-in page here to this page. Now, remember, When they get this, they're gonna get a email workflow, which is like a 60-minute email workflow. That email workflow, here's what it's gonna do. The 60-minute email workflow is going to explain your philosophy. Let's say you were an e-commerce provider or you do family photo shoots. There's going to be four main reasons that people typically have challenges, right? So when I was doing a lot of family photo shoots, one of the selling points was, and as dark as it sounded, it really got people to understand the seriousness of the moment. Hey, don't wait until a family member dies to start taking pictures of them. Sometimes you just have to get that clear with people, because people will go through most of their life, not do a family photo shoot, and then somebody passes away, somebody gets old, somebody goes missing, and then they're like, man, I really wish. So our selling point was to help them minimize regret. So this would be your top four reasons. So in my case, the top four reasons that most production business owners don't grow is, like I said in the beginning of the video, see how the repetition is going? No one knows who you are. You don't generate enough leads. You overly rely on referrals. You don't have an organized business system, and most leads are unqualified. So your first four emails are: one, to deliver the lead magnet. That's the first thing. So I'll just put it up here first, right? So you deliver the lead magnet. And then two, you are saying what the problem is, why they need to solve the problem, and then how you solve the problem. And then you present your solution. Those are the four things that you want to do when new leads are coming. And you want to do this in the first 60 minutes, because after that 60 minutes or so, that is the most attention that you're going to have from your clients. After that, they're going to get distracted by everyday life. The mom is going to call them. Their husband is going to call them. They're going to forget about you. Sometimes they're going to forget that they even filled out the ad. So you really only have their attention, but for such a short period of time. So you want to deliver the lead magnet instantly. So this is going to happen instantly. Then what the problem is, that email is going to come out 10 minutes after. Next email is going to come 20 minutes after. How you solve the problem is going to come 20 minutes after that. And then after your solution is going to come within 10 minutes of that email. You can change the time to whatever it is that you want. I have found this so far to be the most effective. So I would recommend testing it at least for 30 days before you venture off and try your own process on this. But I've just found this to be very effective. They get the lead magnet instantly. They start learning about your philosophy, like your line in the sand, what it is that you do 20 minutes after, how you solve the problem, and then you present your solution. That workflow has been working great for me and anybody else that I have shown it. Highly recommend it to you guys. So that's your 60-minute workflow. Then you want to have a 30-day email workflow. 30-day email workflow. Now you may be wondering, all right, what are you going to talk about in these 30 days? This is going to come back to the problems that your clients have. So remember these problems that we looked at earlier, where your client, in the case of a branding agency, they need to define their target audience, write their brand identity, develop brand concepts, create mood boards, etc. Now, what you're going to do is these problems, you're going to go to ChatGPT and you're going to ask ChatGPT to give you 20 frequently asked questions as it relates to target audience. So your 30-day email workflow is going to be answering questions. So for example, I will show you what the strategy is that we have for our lighting class. So if you look here, these are the areas of challenges that people are having as far as lighting is concerned. So they have the top part here that I've highlighted are the challenges or the obstacles or the goals. And then in each row are the different frequently asked questions. So we've generated about 20 questions for each frequently asked for each obstacle. So how can I ensure consistent lighting across different shoots? What are the best ways to maintain the lighting through a long session? How do I control shadows? What techniques can I use to evenly light subjects? Over the next 30 days, all you're literally doing is sending emails to answer these frequently asked questions. And you're not going to say like, okay, in this email, I'm going to talk about how can you ensure consistent lighting across different types of shoots. No, you're going to be telling stories. You're going to be giving examples. You're going to be making relevant points. You're going to be sharing visuals, pictures, or graphics, different things to highlight the point. So you're not literally going to answer the question verbatim, but you're going to add a little bit of style to it. And what I typically do to add a little bit of style to it is I follow this framework, and this is the framework I would recommend. So on day one, like let's say you start your day one today, you'd make a how-to post today. You'd make a series post like the top 10 things that people need to do in order to do better lighting, a value bomb, right? Like you could just throw a whole bunch of valuable resources together. Day 4, you answer frequently asked question. Day 5, you respond to a comment that you've got. Day 6 is another how-to post, and day 7 is another trendy topic. This is the content formula that I follow. It's very easy to repeat, and it makes it a lot easier to create any content, right? So your 30-day email workflow, to summarize, it is going to answer one question every day with the goal, right? So what's the goal of all of this, you may ask? The goal is for them to book a call. That is the goal, right? It literally gets no easier than that. But beneath that, there are some other goals as well, right? We want to build expertise. We also want to create trust. These are the other goals that are happening in the background. So we want to build expertise, create trust, get leads to download more lead magnets. And then most of all, we want them to look at us as the go-to source for the thing we do. That's what's going on in this 30-day period of time. And this is all being set up in the background using an automated workflow. So this is literally what you want to do when you're having leads coming through a lead magnet. So this is going to help you to achieve all of this. And I'll just put it in a different color because the ultimate goal here is for them to book a call. But these things are all happening simultaneously. That's the beautiful part about how any of this stuff works, right? So let me just cross it over here to just make so you guys could have a visual as to what's going on here, right? So we want people to view us as the expert in what we're doing. That is perhaps the most important part of your whole ad funnel. So now let's go back. So we've covered what the lead magnet is. We've covered the opt-in page. We've covered the 30-day email flow, the 60-day email flow, and we've covered the thank you page. And now we'll have a look at the conversion mechanism part. So to view that part, we're going to go back over to the $1 Million Photographer funnel. And the conversion mechanism sits right here in the blue. Sorry, in the red area. That is where they sit. Now, for me to make this relevant, let me just increase the thickness of the pen, and I'm just going to circle these tools. So these are the tools that you can use to convert your clients. Let me actually not have the digital product in there. These tools over here, right? These are going to be your conversion mechanisms. I'm going to just paste them over here. So that way, right, we're just going to have a look at these over here. So webinar or VSL, what does that look like? Your webinar, maybe in your market, it doesn't really make sense to have a webinar, but you at least want to have a video sales letter. What is that? Your video sales letter, I'll show you guys what it looks like on my main website. So on my main website, my main selling point to people, like my day-to-day clients, is, hey, I'll help you plan your next marketing campaign so you can have a profitable product launch. No more relying solely on referrals or leaving your future to chance. Learn to generate leads and systematically convert cold traffic. There's a button here where they could book a call. And then there is a video where I literally showcase how to create over 60 pieces of content in one day. To show you the content. It's a 12-minute video. I'm not going to play it, but this video helps. It's one of the tools that you can use on your website. So when you talk about like the first page of your website, you want the first page to really drive home what you do. Most videographer pages on the first page is just a long line of videos and pictures. Your clients don't really care about that. They want to know what you could do for them. It's really good that you have work, but you want to make it very easy to book a call. Because if not, then you're just wasting the traffic that comes to your page. So here, step one, and I'm giving them instruction because people need to be told what to do. Step one, watch the case study video. And then two, here, I'm letting them know who my clients are and who I've worked with. Very, very, very important thing, because people want to work with people that have worked with other people. And if you don't have any clients, get your first 5 clients for free and then do it in exchange for a testimonial. There's literally no excuses. Then I have a client testimonial video here from one of my real estate attorney clients, featured very prominently on the website. And then from there, they could browse our work if their hearts so desire. Very simple landing page. We're going to be updating this more, but this is the structure that you want to follow for the most part. Your weekly live workshop. So I'll show you here as an example. So the weekly live workshop is something that I would recommend to even photographers. Like, we should do it because there are people that we can teach our skills. Like, teaching a mood board is a skill. Planning a photo shoot is a skill. And most people don't know how to do that. So you could literally have a live training where you show people how to plan a weekly live work. You could have a weekly training where every week out of the month, you teach people how to plan a photo shoot. And you literally get more clients doing that. Then your newsletter. Your newsletter is probably arguably going to be one of the most important tools that you use to convert leads, right? You guys get my emails all the time. The emails, you may not be ready to buy anything now, but every single day that I share my emails, I'm posting value in them. I'm sharing resources. And of course, I'm going to put things in there to generate profit. But over time, what it does is probably one of the best ways for you to get your thoughts out of your brain and transmit it to somebody else. The newsletter is going to do that. The community aspect, that's like a group. The group, it takes a lot of work to do. So if you're not going to do it, I would recommend just not doing it, because it's one of the worst when not done properly, but one of the best when done properly. And then the appointment setters are people that you hire for like a small amount so that they could help you to follow up with people that come into your system. So to summarize, if you are going to do a lead generation funnel, you want to ensure that you have these pieces in place. Like, you literally don't want to do a lead generation funnel, especially when you're in the case of lead magnets, without any of these tools, because remember, you're only going to be capturing, sorry about that, you're only going to be capturing the email up front. So you want to ensure that all of these other tools are in place. Your opt-in page, your 60-minute email workflow, your 30-day master email workflow, your thank you page, and conversion mechanisms. You want to ensure that your lead magnets are promoting the actual lead magnet itself, but you also want to make sure that they're linking out to your social media profiles, your YouTube videos, and any other relevant trainings, and you're establishing your expertise. Then you want to ensure that you have your 30 days of emails answering frequently asked questions laid out. And then you want your thank you page to be promoting your conversion mechanisms. You want your lead magnets to be promoting your conversion mechanisms. You also want your 30-day email workflows to be promoting your conversion mechanisms. So all of these things combined is what will help you to create a successful cold traffic lead generation funnel. And it will literally help you to get more out of your leads. So you'll be able to get more leads cheaply. You'll be able to qualify more leads over time. And this is going to work for you if you want to build your business for the long term and always keep your pipeline full. So that concludes how to create a successful lead magnet funnel, running paid ads through it. I hope that this helped you guys. If you have any questions, please, I'm going to open up the floor for any questions that you may have so that we can spend 10 minutes on that. So